Hi, did you want your website responsive and did you want to make a modern websites? Then watch this video. In this particular video, we are going to see some CSS frameworks. There are a lot of frameworks in CSS, and in this particular video, we also going to see that why we need these frameworks. Why don't we start making components from scratch? Why we need these frameworks? So watch this video. Your all doubts will be cleared because I am facing the same issue right now. So what you can do and how can we approach this problem? So first of all, you all know that there is a famous framework which is Bootstrap. You all know about Bootstrap. There is a ready-made framework or ready-made component library which is available and you can definitely use in your program. So for the Bootstrap, I already make a video. You can definitely watch it, and the video is kind of old. If you want a new version, please comment below. I can definitely make the new version. Also in this video, we are going to talk about two alternatives of the Bootstrap. First is Tailwind CSS and second is Material UI. So first of all, let's see that why we need this framework. So as you know that we are web developers. Like if you want to be a web developer, you definitely have to command on HTML, CSS, JavaScript and other libraries. Okay, so first of all, if you are learning CSS right now, then you have to learn a core CSS. You have to understand few properties of CSS, the box model and flex box. There are a lot of other properties, and there is also a media query for the responsiveness. You definitely have to understand few things in CSS. Okay, so but the problem is that if you are starting right now, like if you are starting to learn CSS, if you are starting to your journey in the web development, the major problem is you are stuck in the designing. Like we are not a web designer, we are web developer. We don't have to design a button or this color button or that color button. We are gonna stuck in the designing process. Like we all want our design beautiful, and if we are focusing on the beautiful side of the design, then we are not able to make our life productive, because if we are gonna stuck in the designing part, we are web designers. So that's why I'm telling you that using the CSS library can help you to achieve your goal. Your goal is to make a website. Your goal is to make a website useful. Like your main focus is on JavaScript and the related part, not in the CSS HTML part, because CSS and HTML part is very subjective and it is project oriented. Like if you are working in a company, they give you the sheet or they connect you with the web designer which he can help you to design or create something. So you don't have to focus on colors and all things. So that's why in this gap the frameworks can really help you. There are many types of frameworks which provide you the ready-made component, like ready-made buttons, ready-made nav bar, ready-made input box. Everything which you are using as a component in your website, they are already made it. You just have to copy this and paste in your project. So first of all, what is, like I'm talking about copy pasting, like copy pasting is code is like fair or not? So let's talk about it. First of all, we are not a web designers, we are web developer. I already tell you that. So what is our work is, if you are a backend developer, like just assume two cases. First, we are learning from front end to backend, and second, we are directly learning backend. So if you are learning front end to backend like me, so my main focus is on building a website. Like what is building website? Website is not visual. Website is also useful. Like we are seeing website which is beautiful, definitely good, but the website is not working or website is very static. That it doesn't mean that we are a good developer. We have to make our website dynamic, and in the case of dynamically, we have to use JavaScript and we have to focus or master more concept in JavaScript. We don't have to use CSS in every concept. Like if I am making a project, then I guess 80% of my time is dedicated to JavaScript. If I just stuck into CSS, then the 90% of my time is just stuck in the designing and my work is not done. That's why I'm telling you that using a copy paste method, like you copy pasting the CSS code, I am not telling that copy a feature. Copying a feature code and copy a CSS is two different things. We are copying design. Design is subjective, art is subjective. You all know that the good artists steal. That's why copying a CSS is not a bad thing. It is not a bad practice. Also, if you are learning these frameworks like Material UI and Tailwind CSS, these are also skills. These are not just a website which gives you component. You have the mental ability to use it. Like you have to know that something basics that you can apply it. That's why I'm telling you that learning this or copying this from other websites or other frameworks is fair. So don't worry about it, you definitely have to copy it. And if you are a backend developer, like this, there is a second case that you are directly starting backend development, then this frameworks is for you guys. This framework is for you. You don't have to put your whole time to creating components and whole time in the front end. You just copy paste the front end and start your backend in it. Just add your backend in it. So that's why there are many friends of mine which are doing backend development. They can directly copy the GitHub whole project on GitHub. There are many front end developers who are just posting their projects on GitHub. They can wholly downloaded the project and then work on the backend. So this is the case of learning in backend development. In front end development, you could definitely add CSS library in your project and work on the JavaScript part. So this is whole the concept of frameworks. So I think the video is gonna long, so let's discuss the two frameworks which I'm going to tell you. The first framework is Tailwind CSS. So what is Tailwind CSS and how to use it? So first of all, this video is not about the how to use it, because if you want a dedicated video, I can definitely plan a video on that in the next video. I can definitely teach you how to use Tailwind CSS and how to use Material UI. So first of all, there is always a debate on which framework we can choose. Like there is a Bootstrap, there is a Material UI, there is a Tailwind CSS. Which frameworks I can choose according to like various job roles, this may vary. So first of all, just discuss it. Who can use Bootstrap? So there are a lot of people who are doing web development in the front end development. So what is Bootstrap? Bootstrap provide you the link of CSS, a link of JavaScript, and the ready-made code. You have to just copy and paste the link of the CSS, link of the script, JavaScript, and then component. So this method of copying the code from website is similar to the every framework. You have to join JavaScript and you have to join the CSS file to your HTML file, and then you have to copy your component in your HTML file. This is the general process. So in Bootstrap and Tailwind CSS, the similarity is the classes. Like there is a primary, secondary classes, or in the name of the classes, like BTN class, container class. These all are the name of the class, and the properties of this class is already defined in the framework. You don't have to write the whole property. Like this is the only problem we are facing, right? That we have to write the properties of every component. So we don't have to write the properties of component. We directly copying the classes of the component from these libraries or from these frameworks, and then add in your HTML or any component you have to make. Let's talk about Tailwind CSS. So the Tailwind CSS is the inline CSS. Like if you are making any component, if you are making any button, then the properties of the button or the classes, I don't think that classes you can use. You can definitely use the classes, but in Tailwind CSS you use the class name. Like just for example, in the class or in the style tag, you are just pasting the properties of Tailwind CSS. Like there are many property, MX for margin, I guess, I am not sure. You can find all these classes or all these style tags in the website or doc of the Tailwind CSS. Also, if you practice it a lot, you can definitely remember all the classes easily. So let's talk about who need to learn this Tailwind CSS. So if you are a front-end developer and you have to master the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, okay, and then you have to make up projects around it. Only 3 technologies, okay, and then maybe in your mind, if you have to pursue the backend development, then you have to like go in the Node.js, Express.js and all. So in this area, you don't need a framework like Angular, React and all. So if you are not learning any framework like React or anything, then you definitely go for the Tailwind CSS. Like if you are not learning a framework, I again repeat this line, if you are not learning the React or the any frameworks library, front-end library, then you definitely learn the Tailwind CSS. Tailwind CSS is for you. But if you are learning React, if you are learning React.js, then my friend, Material UI is for you. So what is Material UI and how can you use it? So definitely you can comment below that if you want any tutorial like how to use the Material UI. So I can definitely, I'm personally doing the Material UI and I like it. Like there are in React there is a component structure. Like in every framework there is architecture. In React.js the architecture is around components. Like you have the ability to make your components and reuse it. So the Material UI directly provide you the components, and there are many props. Like there is a property called props. the props you can send to the components, and then the results will be displayed on your website. So in Material UI, you can copy paste the components and copy paste their properties, and you can easily make your projects beautiful and responsive as well. In both the frameworks, your projects will be responsive. You can definitely watch your project in mobiles and every devices. So if you are a React developer like me, I'm doing React, that's why I'm learning Material UI. So Material UI is, and if you want a comparison like Material UI or Tailwind CSS, I can definitely tell you that Material UI is more customizable, more depth, or more, I think, little hard than the Tailwind CSS. Tailwind CSS is easy. Tailwind CSS is very easy to apply. It's for beginner, or it's for the if you want to work fast, if you want your website very fast, then Tailwind CSS is for you. But if you want your website is strong, or your website is built in React, then my friend, definitely Material UI is for you. I'm also personally learning or loving the Material UI. All the components and all the properties, I like it. And definitely, if you practice any framework which I have tell you in this video, you can definitely have the benefit. So guys, in today's particular video, you will understand that what is framework and how to use it. If you are a learner or web developer which is not focusing on the React side or any framework side, then you can definitely go towards the Tailwind CSS. But in future, if you want to learn React, then definitely you can go to the Material UI. And in this video, we also know that copy pasting the CSS code is not a bad practice. It is a good practice to save your time. So copy pasting the program is the bad thing, but copy pasting a CSS is the good thing. I hope this video helps you. I try my best to explain you that what is framework and how can you use that. If you have any doubt, if you want any video on this particular topic, you can definitely comment me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.